G8 Sports now present a live coverage of the 1987 Bendigo Cup. Your hosts, Phil Gibbs and Alan Besley.
Good afternoon and welcome to Bendigo Cup Day, and a nice, fine but cool day here in central Victoria as we bid a very warm welcome to Bendigo, Phil Gibbs.
Well, good afternoon, Alan, and good afternoon, everyone. It's been a long fortnight.
Yes, it's been a great fortnight of racing, and Phil, I guess a lot of people in the crowd here looking to get away from Melbourne, from the Spring Racing Carnival, and spend a couple of days in the country.
Yeah, it was raining when we left Melbourne this morning, but it's a beautiful day up here. It's a little bit overcast. We have some blue sky, a nice cool breeze blowing, not too hot, not too cold, and a very good crowd out here.
Well, a great crowd, and the bookmakers are reporting pretty good business out there, and later on we'll talk to Alan Cleary about the Bendigo Cup. They're starting to move in here for race number 4 this afternoon. It's the second division of the Melbourne Hilton Hotel Progressive Handicap, and as they move up, let's have a talk now as Ted Ryan meets up with Stan Aitken and Ron Burgess.
Well, Ronnie, Earl of Orange was very impressive on a heavy track here at Bendigo, but what about today on a fast?
Yeah, well, the little horse is very consistent. I think he's ran seven thirds and he's won 3. I've led on him at Donham on a fast track. He's led well around the corner and he's won well, but a fair horse there. And he's come here. He went to Echuca after that and didn't do a great deal, but we freshened him up and brought him here, and we thought he'd jump and run with the leaders, but he got back out of the race on a heavy track and worked home nice and got to the front about the furlong and kicked away about a length and a half and held on and won nicely, you know.
Well, Stan, Mr. Teardrop's a pretty good ride to pick up, with Rod Griffiths being in New Zealand, but do you have one on him before?
Yes, Ted, I 3 starts back was here, won a race on him.
He's got a bit of weight, 57 kilos.
He has. He's earned it. He ran second at Echuca with 56, and then he won at his last start with 55. So I suppose it's only natural that he's got to go up.
And they're all set. Mr. Teardrop showing $1.25 on the tote, and here now is Bruce McAvaney.
Thanks for that, Alan, and good afternoon. Lovely day here at Bendigo, as Alan and Phil said. Sun shining for the moment. Better Charm about to come up. Green Rocket's gone forward, and they'll be set for race 4. Nice long shoot here at Bendigo. Hasn't been in action for all that long, the shoot. We've seen some keen racing in the first 3 events so far today. Light on, ready. Racing. Jumped in a fair line, beginning pretty well. Melody hit. Mr. Teardrops is away well, the top weight and favourite. Better Charm began well. Just the Shape dropped out after the start with Earl of Orange and Northern Shine and Star Aura. Melody hit going fast. Green Rocket from the inside with Mr. Teardrops. Better Charm out wide. Zimmer just in behind those. A length for the back then to Yamal King. Man Daring out wide. Gay Bell, Northern Shine. 3 lengths for the back, Star Aura, Earl of Orange, and 3 to Just the Shape. Before the turn at the 600, a Green Rocket about a half. Mr. Teardrops. Melody hit 3 deep, Better Charm 4 wide. Zimmer tucked in behind those from Northern Shine, Yamal King and Man Daring off the track, and Gay Bell. Into the straight, 400 out. Green Rocket tackled by Mr. Teardrops. Melody hit, moved up quickly, 3 deep. A length away, Northern Shine. Zimmer behind them from Gay Bell, and out wide, Yamal King. Mr. Teardrops there. Melody hit at the 200. Melody hit into a clear lead and kicked away from Mr. Teardrops. Then Zimmer running on Yamal King and Star Aura, but Melody hit's got a well one. Raced out 3 or 4 lengths in front of Mr. Teardrops and Zimmer and Gay Bell, and Melody hit wins 4 lengths. It's tight for second and third. Zimmer's got second, but it's very tight between Mr. Teardrops and Gay Bell. Maybe Gay Bell third, then Yamal King, Star Aura, Earl of Orange, Man Daring, Just the Shape in front of it. Northern Shine, one of the last. Green Rocket back with those horses, and Better Charm after being wide just in front of it.
Good.
That's the bloke Robovic who had the winner of the Cup last year. Remember?
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Charge on protest.
That's right.
Yeah. Second at Ballarat.
And Mr. Marmot.
Melody hit coming right away from them in the last little bit to win by 4 or 5 lengths. Very tight for second and third. Zimmer's got second, and you can see Gay Bell has made it very interesting with Mr. Teardrops for third. Maybe Gay Bell will get up at a very big window. Melody hit, ridden by D. Yates, who rode the horse at Donald 2 starts ago when it won by 7 lengths. It went to Ballarat on Saturday in Improvers. Was beaten a length by Zephyr Khan. And he obviously, with a claim today, he obviously was back at his very best, and he's trained at this track, and he does look to be a promising horse, this great 3-year-old gelding. He's had 13 starts now for 3 wins and 6 placings, so he's been quite consistent. and he's won around about 13,000 in prize money. He looked very well, I thought, in the mounting yard. He covered a bit of ground coming down towards the turn. It's a long run, as I said, from the chute, so there's no problem being 3 and 4 wide down towards the turn, but he was 3 wide on the bend. But as soon as Mr. Teardrops went to the front, Melody, he quickly went past it and had the race well and truly won in the last 100 metres, and he's careered away to win by about 4 or 5 lengths. The time won 4.2. The record's 1-2 held by Miss Furor, but it's much quicker than they ran in the previous division in race 3. It's a full second quicker. So I'd say that this horse is certainly capable of coming to the city and winning a race, especially now that the very big races are gone. We go to Sandown Saturday and then Caulfield, and then after that the end of the spring. So this horse is well worth following. Okay, Ted Ryan's got the trainer with him, the man who won the Bendigo Cup last year. Let's join Ted.
Well, Sam, it's big hunting grounds for you here. Last year you won the Bendigo Cup here with the Impertinent Charge, and now a very good win by Melody Hit.
Top effort, very good. But we work pretty hard for these guys, so I won them last year. We don't have to win the Bendigo Cup. It's not a race as always.
Well, Sam, it's a pretty smart type the way. One must have done well here in track work.
Yes, he is. He is, really.
We don't know much about the boy, D. Yates.
He's only a young apprentice from Mr. Kennedy. He climbed 3 kilo and he rode him last time, and I gave the boy a chance again. So he done an excellent job as far as I'm concerned.
He certainly voted a treat.
Yes.
Thank you, Sam, very much.
You're welcome.
Well, that's Sam Robovic, the heavy trainer, and of course he had great memories here last year, Philip, as training the winner of the Bendigo Cup. So he started well today.
That's when we had the protest, wasn't it?
Yes, Sili lost it on protest, and it made Jeff Murphy very happy, I think.
Well, we've had the 2 number 8s win the last 2 races.
Yes, and
is that an omen for the Cup, do you think?
Well, it could be. And we're going to see a great race. The interim totes, as we see them, number 8 should pay $4.05 and $1.15. Number 2, $1.80, and number 11 paying $5.90. We'll check the totes shortly. We'll be back at Bendigo right after this break.
Straight up on the outside and went to the front very easily. Through to the front, Toyd. In second place was Subtle Knight. They're followed by Bag Lager Boy. Here's Cromartie Bay from a long way back, starting to fly, and then Magistrella at the 200. Toyd's about 2 lengths in front. Cromartie Bay on the outside, trying hard, and then Magistrella finishing well, followed by Astralin. Toyd's 2.5 lengths in front. He's stopping. Astralin's flying, Toyd in front, and Toyd's going to win the Bendigo Cup while he's to the half. Astralin.
Right, Phil, there's the Scottish band making their way down the straight here at Bendigo this afternoon, and certainly they'll create a good atmosphere.
Always my favourites. I use them quite a bit over the Spring Carnival, Alan.
Well, that's certainly setting the atmosphere here on Bendigo Cup Day, as correct weight is there for race number 4, $4.05, $1.15, $1.80, $5.90. We'll check the totes again for you shortly. And now here's Ted Ryan with the winning jockey.
Well, Darren, congratulations on a great ride. Your 5th winner in a race.
Yes, thank you very much. It's good, yeah, won well too. Good little horse, that one. It's the second one I've won on him now.
And you're apprenticed to Neville Kennedy here at Bendigo.
Yeah, that's right, yes. I've been with him for about 18 months now, I suppose. Really enjoying it, yeah.
Any thoughts of the big smoke at this juncture?
Oh, I'm just sort of happy to keep going along and get a few winners in the bush and that first, and then hopefully make it down Melbourne one day.
Well, Melody Hit was seen to be travelling in the run. Did you have any doubts at any stage?
No, not really. The only thing was she was caught 3 wide for a little bit of the way, and but when we turned for home, she was still travelling really well, and just went away with it then. Just had a good. I thought she had a good show turning for home.
Had plenty in reserve?
Yes.
Thanks very much, Darren Yates.
Thank you.
Well, Phil, a young jockey there, Darren Yates. He'll probably go on to more winners, and let's hope he does. He's a popular young boy here in Central Victoria. Young apprentice.
It's good to see the young apprentices coming along, and we do have a very fine bunch of apprentices, and they're all under the instruction these days of Stan Kerr, who's the chairman of stewards up here today.
Yes, he does a wonderful job. Well, Phil, you've been here since lunchtime. You've seen the crowd grow, and you've seen some great finishing to the racing.
Yes, apart from that last race where there was a 5 lengths different, all racing has been excellent up here today. The track is officially described as good, but the times are not all that fast, which gives me a little indication that some of the horses that can run well on a dead track may do well today.
Right, Phil, we've seen some tremendous racing earlier this afternoon. Let's have a look at the replay block. Race number 1 today was the Mercedes-Benz Maiden Handicap over 1,600 metres. A big go in the ring here for number 12, Be Reasonable, and here's Bruce McAvaney's call.
Rolls Dream now pulls to the outside on the home turn of the 450. Initial Currency Trinity making ground, followed by Be Reasonable. Accurate comes off the fence, followed by Lord Leith and Jets Jet. Bubble Queen well back, followed by Biscay Flyer, Mr. Marmaduke. In the straight though, 300 metres out to the end, a half in front. Southwell's Dream on the outsiders joining it, followed by Vast Pride. Tasso is gone. Be Reasonable making ground, but Southwell's Dream race to the lead, 150 out to the end is under pressure. Be Reasonable making ground, followed by Vast Pride. Then Lord Leith on the outside. Southwell's Dream a half in front. To the end is coming again with Be Reasonable. Just in front, Southwell's Dream. It may have got in Southwell's Dream. A nose to the end and a nose to Be Reasonable.
And a great finish to open proceedings on Cup Day here at Bendigo. The winner number 2, Southwell's Dream, paid $9.35 for the win and $2.65 a place. Second place getter were number 12, Be Reasonable, paid $1.80. And the third place getter number 9, To the End, paid 80 cents. The Quinella on race 1 was $36.20 and the trifecta $651.35. And now to race 2 on Bendigo Cup Day, the hurdle race. There are no scratchings, a field of 14, and here's Bruce McAvaney.
Cuban Legend kicked away before the turn at about a length and a half. Sir Stannis, a half the French Brew and about 4 away Fiddleback into the straight, and it's Cuban Legend who's made the turn a bit wide, about a length and a half. Sir Stannis, Fiddleback running on reasonably well with French Brew coming towards the second last. Cuban Legend about a half in front of Sir Stannis. They go to it. Cuban Legend hit it a bit and knuckled on landing as Sir Stannis has taken the lead. Fiddleback running on fairly well and Kinzan late. Sir Stannis a half in front. Cuban Legend gets going again and Fiddleback coming at them. At the last, Cuban Legend jumped it well. Fiddleback's going to challenge late. Cuban Legend's a neck in front. And Cuban Legend's going to win from Fiddleback and Kinzan. Fourth, Sir Stannis. Then Royal Table Commission Red Toga K, Peg's Choice.
And a great ride by Cuban Legends rider Christine Reeves to take out the Cambridge Mess Hurdle, paying $3.70 for win and $1.10 the place. Fiddleback paid $3.20. The top weight Kinzan returned 95 cents. The Quinella on race 2 was $67.75 and the trifecta $573.10. Now to the third event on Bendigo Cup Day, the Progressive Handicap. Here's Bruce McAvaney.
500 out, Flyaway just shading Stay Nay on the rail and about 3/4 quick quiz and going well Dr. Dudley. A length further back Fontaine behind them from Bow Time, Kayama King and Mighty Nero. In the straight, Flyaway given the gun, moved about a half in front of Stay Nay. Quick quiz a length and a half away. Old Sar running on pretty well from Dr. Dudley and Bow Time. Flyaway in front, Old Sar trying to get to it. Stay Nay kicks back strongly on the inside. Stay Nay in front of Flyaway and here's Old Sar running on with Bow Time out wide. Stay Nay in front, Old Sar's going to it with Bow Time. Old Sar's going to it against up. Quick quiz flashed up, I reckon, second. Stay Nay or Bow Time.
And in the great finish, number 8, Old Sar, paid $6.60 for the win and $1.70 to place. Number 2, Bow Time, $1.25. And the top weight Quick Quiz returning $1.05. The Quinella on race 3, $17.85. And the trifecta, $285.40. Welcome back to Bendigo Racecourse with the Cup coming up very, very soon now. And Phil Gibbs, it's like the old team here. You've got a couple of stars with you.
Well, we're looking down on them as usual, Alan. We've got Bruce McAvaney and Ted Ryan. And they've had a busy fortnight too, but no doubt they're enjoying today. Yeah, I certainly am.
Right, good afternoon, fellas.
Lovely to see you, Alan, and also Phil. It's a delightful day, isn't it, Ted?
Oh, great day, Bruce, and a big crowd here too.
And what about the Cup, Alan? Lots of chances, I guess?
Yes, the big mile on course here is for Sansong.
Sansong, Colin Alderson. Well, she's a very good mare, but I've got a feeling Lee Friedman might win today, Phil, but we'll talk about that later, I guess.
I tell you, it's a pretty open field, though, Bruce, when you go through and do the form.
Lots of chances.
There's a lot
Phil.
with a chance in it.
Lots of chances. I'm a red man. It's a pity he is scratched, but it's still a very good race.
Well, let's have a look at your thoughts, gentlemen, on what you see as the chances in the Cup this year.
Teddy?
Yeah, Bruce, I'm going for Sansong. I'm pretty impressed with her. It's a great run in the Dalgety Handicap. She ran 5th in the Geelong Cup. She's beautifully in on weights at 50.5, and I'm going for Sansong to beat your choice, Bruce, and that is Brisk.
Well, last night I went for Sansong on Eyewitness News, but I've had a couple of changes. I'm confident that Brisk will run a big race. I think Brisk, Sansong and Flying Eskimo. I wouldn't be at all surprised, Phil and Alan, if Therese Payne is right in the finish here on Flying Eskimo.
Well, I think she told Ted she was fairly confident, didn't she, Ted?
That's right, Phil, yes. As a matter of fact, she's going, her late mother, unfortunately Mrs. Payne, who got tragically killed last year, that's racing the Estate of Mrs. Payne, and also Pat Payne, the father, and the trainer of the horse, and would be a great victory for her today, and take her too, because she won the Horsham Cup 2 starts back.
All right, there's Ted Ryan and Bruce McAvaney. Their thoughts of the Bendigo Cup this afternoon. We'll be right back after this break.
Rosa Banaka's run off the track. So Vague's got the run, and he's gone up to join Game Trooper, and also on the fence, Crown Ransom. Ryan Gard with the big run. Noble Comment coming into the clear. Further back of the field, Gold Deck down the outside, and Greatness. So Vague just in front. Gold Deck challenging inside the 200 with Ryan Gard. So Vague, Gold Deck, and Ryan Gard. Here's a go. Gold Deck in front. So Vague can't hold him off, and Gold Deck's going to win the cup.
In 1987, with the big one, the Mercedes-Benz Bendigo Cup coming up at 10 minutes after 3. Phil, quite a few chances in the race.
Yeah, as I said with Bruce here, Alan, it's a very, very open race now with I'm a Red Man out. But looking at a Quinella here, and that's about the best way you could look at them, I suppose, 3, 4 and 7. Flying Eskimo.
Well, number 3, Flying Eskimo, ridden by Therese Payne, is showing on the TAB at the moment $3.60 a win and $1.20 a place.
And then, of course, Brisk, number 4.
Is showing $1.75. That's the interesting one with Darren Gauci aboard. $1.75 a win and 85 the place.
And let's have a look here. I would imagine Sansong would be the favourite.
No, 7. It's out to $2.20 on the TAB in Victoria and 95 cents the place. So the nominal TAB favourite in Victoria at the moment is number 4, Brisk, ridden by Darren Gauci. A bit of a surprise.
Yeah, Darren... he's trying hard, but he hasn't been all that successful in recent times, has he?
No, but certainly Darren was first over the line in the Cup last year with Silo. We remember so much about that one.
Yeah, just looking at the form of Brisk here, second to Fallacious at Yarra Glen about a fortnight ago, it's got to have a very, very good chance. Now, if you look through the form, it's done well on dead tracks, heavy tracks, slow tracks, and probably you'd say that it'll go better on a slower track. But if you think back to this time last year on the Thursday, Alan, it won here, I think, by about 7 lengths on the Thursday.
Yes.
On a very, very fast track.
And it was a very good run too. So the big money on the TAB here in Victoria is so far for Brisk, $1.75 and 85. As we mentioned, Sansong is the second favourite, showing $2.20 and 95. And if you'd like a good each way bet, number 3, Flying Eskimo, is a very good tip, showing $3.60 a win and $1.20 a place. Well, plenty happening here in the big crowd at Bendigo Jockey Club this afternoon. The president is Jock Gratter. He's now with Ted Ryan and the TAB General Manager, Jim Carroll.
Well, Jim, you've got some very pleasant news for the Bendigo Jockey Club.
We certainly have, Ted. The TAB has just completed its most successful year yet, with a total surplus for the year of $64.9 million, which is an increase of about 33% on the previous year. And obviously all of this funding goes to the industry to help develop racing throughout the state. The major recipients are all the race clubs, and today in particular we've got a presentation to make to the Bendigo Jockey Club for a cheque in excess of $860,000 for the distribution for the year.
I can see the smile on Mr. Granter's face. Well, Jock, you're a very happy man.
Oh, very happy, Ted, to receive a cheque like that. It's big in size and big in size as far as the monetary value is concerned too.
Jim, getting back to the TAB, it's a magnificent dividend. How does this shape up against other clubs as far as the dividend goes?
Well, that's determined by a scheme put in by the racing clubs, but certainly this is one of the largest cheques that we do distribute to the industry. There aren't too many greater than $860,000 around the provincial parts of Victoria.
Well, Jock, how's this going to be worked out as far as the club goes?
Oh, it'll be worked out by the committee, and the great majority of it will go back to the industry in stakes, and we're most happy to receive it. And what the 25% is well up, almost in the lead as far as country clubs are concerned.
Thank you, Jock, and thank you, Jim.
Thanks very much.
Right, there's Jim Carroll, who made a very special presentation to Jock Gratter, the president of the Bendigo Jockey Club, some $800,000 from the TAB revenue account, and that's certainly a good gift for Jock on Cup Day.
Very popular man too, Jim Carroll, the general manager of the TAB, and I must add, a former Tasmanian.
Well, he certainly had a very busy time with the Spring Racing Carnival in Melbourne. Lan Jones has certainly had a very busy time, and as you've mentioned, Phil, the crowd here at Bendigo is certainly building up.
Building up, and I've just been looking around. There's some wonderful fashions here today.
It is, and Anne will be out talking to the girls with the fashions very shortly too. But let's go and have a look at Anne Jones talking to some of the crowd.
I've got some ladies here now who've chosen a very central position for themselves with the bookies' prices just behind them and the racetrack right in front of them. On my right is Marion Malpass. Marion, do you come here each year?
I do, yes. I have a wonderful time every year. And daughters and I and friends, we congregate here every year. And we have a lovely time. It's just going to be a good day. It's going to be a bit windy, but I think overall it's going to be a good day.
Well, like me, you're not worrying about a hat, so at least we don't have to have our arms up in the air all day, do we?
No, we do not, like some of them at the back here.
On my left is Norma Matheson. Norma, you're one of Marion's friends so far today.
So far, I'm not saying by the end of the day how we'll finish up, but today, at the moment, yes, we're friends.
What sort of goodies have you brought along to pass the time?
Well, we've got an esky there rather full. We have nibblies, we have chips, we've got the works.
You've got the lot, and something for something for afternoon tea as well, I think, by the look of it.
From now until the races are over.
And then we get picked up after a bit.
Right, there's Anne Jones with some of the people in the crowd here, which I hope would be around about 14,000 at the Epsom track here at Bendigo this afternoon. The lawn and the surrounds absolutely a picture. Phil?
Yeah, the flowers particularly. My wife and myself are always very, very impressed with the floral display that's up here at Bendigo. I know they do a lot on the course, and they're also assisted by the council, I understand.
Yes, we had something like 25 points of rain here on Sunday night, and it's just topped everything off for a great Cup day. And speaking of the Cup, Alan Cleary, Rails bookmaker, is now talking with Ted Ryan about the bookmakers' odds for today's Cup.
But Alan, we've got a market on the Bendigo Cup. This is the interstate market, an early guide.
Yes, Ted, the opening favourite is Sansong, the Melbourne-trained horse, favourite at 2-1. Equal second picks, Flying Eskimo at 7-2 and Brisk at 7-2. Other horses in the market are Alternate, 10-1. Hollinger at 14-1. Marmalita, 10-1. Fiery Wanella and Native Fourth, favourite at 16-1. Roman Luck, 12. And then a few roughies down the bottom being Matador 25, Mighty Dom 33, Sir Rhythmic 66, Priceless Prince 33. The bottom two, Peter Bird 15 and Direct Mail at 33.
Alan, the one they seem to have come for is Sansong.
Yes, well, as I indicated, it's Melbourne-trained informed jockey D. Murphy. Good barrier position and a good run last start at Flemington.
You mentioned 7-2 Brisk, was it?
Equal second favourite at 7-2 Brisk. I think that's the one that might tighten.
Thanks, Phil. Well, Alan Cleary, spot on there. The one that has tightened is Brisks, and certainly he's at pretty tight odds on the Victorian TOB, showing $1.75. We'll be back at Bendigo right after the break.
4 wide Gold Deck, 5 wide Soleil, and getting a run through is Admiral Boy in the straight. Reingard took the lead, going for Rails Run, Amelia's Pride, and Admiral Boy with a good run, and here's Gold Deck and Soleil hooking out Arado. Reingard in front of Admiral Boy. Gold Deck coming at them quickly. Soleil down the outside. Admiral Boy and Gold Deck. Gold Deck took the lead. Soleil coming at it strongly. Soleil coming at Gold Deck. Gold Deck just in front. Soleil bobbed it, I reckon.
$50,000 Mercedes-Benz Bendigo Cup over 2,200 metres. And now let's have a look at the field. First up, it's number 2, Phil.
Yes, number 1, of course, I'm a Red Man, is a scratching. Number 2, Alternate, to be ridden by Len Morn. Beat Fallacious and Soft Going not long ago, Ted.
Yes, Phil, it was a good run at Caulfield, carried 58 kilos on that occasion at a 2,000-metre welter, just over 2,200. A disappointing run in the Kyneton Cup on a good track, but there was no money for it that day, and I expect it to improve today.
And on the TAB, showing $5.65 a win and $1.90 the place.
Number 3 is Flying Eskimo, to be ridden by Therese Payne, and 7th of 14 in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes last Saturday.
Yes, prior to that, Phil won the Horsham Cup in a photo, and we mentioned, spoke to Therese before, and she was saying she didn't think she'd won that race, but did, and it was a good run in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, wasn't that far away from them, and Flying Eskimo must be rated a chance.
And on the TAB, Flying Eskimo is $3.55 for the win and $1.15 for the place.
Well, Darren Gauci rides number 4, Brisk, in the Cup here, and second to Fallacious at Yarra Glen about a fortnight ago.
Yes, Phil, it's a pretty good run, but he's untried over the journey, which makes a bit of a problem. He's tipping up the 2,200 metres in this horse in the Bendigo Cup. He's well weighted with 52 kilos, and all the money says Brisk will win.
And at the moment, Brisk on the TAB, $1.75 a win and 85 cents the place.
A.G. Clark is riding number 5, Hollinger, and been running around the country areas.
Phil, we've got a late change of a rider here. Gary Clark may have been indisposed, and Brian Werner is now aboard, the former South Australian rider, now riding here in Victoria. And Hollinger ran 4th and 0 at the last start in the Conniva Cup, but its form is very, very ordinary. But 3 starts ago, it ran 3rd in the Labor Day Cup over 2,400 and will get the journey.
And been one, I'm sorry?
He's showing on the tote $13.75 a win and $3.60 a place.
Well, one I've been trying to catch, number 6, Marmalita, S. Marshall.
I think you'll still be trying to catch it too, Phil. I know you differ from me, but Jeff Murphy says she needs a sting out of the ground. As you said before, this track is a little bit sting out of the groundish, but Marmalita could run a good race, and this journey will suit.
Showing $4.75 and $1.40.
D. Murphy on number 7, Sansong.
Sansong, an excellent 4th in the Dalgety Handicap, 50.5, well in on weights, done well, and should go well.
And on the tote has come in now to $2.10 a win and 95 the place.
Stephen Burridge rides the one that's trained here, number 8, Fiery Wanella.
He likes it wet, Phil, 2,200 metres. Shouldn't be any worries about the journey, but not for mine, even with 50 kilos.
Pretty good odds on the tote, $10.50 a win and $2.50 the place.
And Barrett on number 9, Native Court.
Well, this interesting runner, a country galloper, won at Echuca in an open handicap over 2,100 metres. Chris Barrett aboard, and Barrier 1 will be in the firing line, but I feel outclassed.
And he's paying $11.05 the win and $2.75 presently on the TAB here in Victoria.
Michael Carson rides the one that's been racing around the Riverina, number 10, Roman Luck.
Yeah, trained by Richard Freer at Corowa. They've given it a chance. They're very, very confident in the stable. At long odds, won't lose anything through Michael Carson, and well weighted with 49 kilos.
Number 10 on the TAB at $7.15 and $1.75, so it is a good chance.
E. Merchant on number 11, Mandator.
Well, it doesn't appear to have much chance, Phil. Second last in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, naturally out of its class then, but it's 12th at Yarra Glen. Hard to see it winning here.
$11.55 a win and $2.60 the place for number 11, Mandator.
Formerly trained by Tommy Hughes and now by A. Ford is foreman. R. Heffernan on number 12, Mighty Dom.
Yes, Mighty Dom led them up clearly in the Queen Elizabeth Stakes, but well out of its class, and I don't think it could possibly beat these.
He's showing $11.80 a win and $2.60 a place.
Well, the jumper, number 13, Rhythmic, G. Doughty.
And we have another late road change here too.
Them late here.
Yes, unfortunately, Phil. I think Gary Doughty may and I got over that fall too well the other week. Steve Browder rides Rhythmic. This is owned by Darryl Baldock, the St Kilda coach, but I think that's as far as it goes. It's a jumper. I don't give it much chance over this journey.
Well, number 13 is showing on the win tote $51.65 and on for the place $11.05.
A. Cooper on number 14, Priceless Prince.
Yes, this is raced by Dougie Walters, the Test cricketer, and Peter Crackers Keenan. They give us a chance. I checked with Peter before. Its form of late has been very ordinary, but they give it a chance at big odds.
And on the tote is showing $32 for the win and $5.70 the place.
The Priceless Prince last at Flemington at 14. 15, Peterbird, Jay Didham.
Yes, Johnny Didham aboard this one, Phil. 11th of 15 at Werribee, part of that second at Ballarat. Would need to improve on that form and drawn very wide in 14.
And on the TAB is showing $14.05 a win and $3.05 the place.
And G. White, finally, on number 16, Direct Mail.
Yes, a couple of gentlemen you know very well here, Phil. Raced this one, Mark Reed and Graham Samperi. It would need to improve on its last one. It was a shocker at Werribee. G. White aboard, as you said, but